Taki, come inside. The police are looking for you. And I'm like, hello, fellow friends. I did just get back from the McDonald's. There is only one announcement I have today, and that is that announcements are going to be at the end of the video. But please enjoy a crazy story. You remember that other story time I had called like I used to be different? That took place in the time frame to where I used to look different. Well, you know, my eyebrows was still growing back and it was around 2020. If you know anything about 2020 is that it was a very lonely time. Now, I'm homeschooled. Besides just being at home, it was like even less interaction that I would even get normally. And this was because, you know, lockdowns and everything. Anything that I did that where I'd go outside, really bored all the time, so I didn't have much to do. I barely even had Wi-Fi at my house. It was really bad because it was like lockdowns, phone taken away. What do? You're like sort of completely 100% grounded. I haven't had my tablet taken away at this point. So I had no phone. This was before I even had a phone, so because I wasn't old enough to have a phone yet, in my parents' opinion. So no phone, no friends, no social interaction. I'm really building it up so you can see how I was feeling. Just would sneak out late at night sometimes and just see whatever I could do. You know, I was a really bad kid. But I was just chilling by myself one night walking because I wasn't allowed to like go on walks by myself, but I knew like, okay, I can go on walks wherever I want at nighttime because nobody knows. And I really liked how nighttime looked. The vibe was beautiful. The stars were out. I was alone. I still felt safe because I always had a knife on me. It was great. But I stumbled upon a group of people, which was a big mistake. I wish when I saw them when I was walking down the road, that I just turned the other way. But I didn't. I decided to walk towards them instead and be like, hey, how's it going? Because I had no friends. It was 2020 and like there's the other teenagers, you know, because I was around 15. So I meet this group of kids and teenagers, and they were, you know, smoking that weed, you know, going crazy, smoking. And I was like, what y'all doing out? And then they're like, oh, are you sneaking out too? Because all the other kids were sneaking out except for one of them because his mom would just let him do whatever he wants and like walk around outside. She was like, as long as you come back home, you're good. So I was like, yeah. And they're like, they said that the reason that they were sneaking out was because, well, since it was 2020, all the, you know, coronavirus, but they still wanted to have friends. So they were kind of in my boat, but, you know, at least they still had a phone and stuff. So I started hanging out with this group of kids, and we started doing it like every other night. We'd sneak out and we'd meet each other and just hang out and chill and get into all kind of shenanigans. There's other stories about the shenanigans we would get into. One night, I was introduced to a group of twins. Well, not a group, a boy and a girl twin. And a friend, one of the other ones I met the night I was just walking by myself, it was his girlfriend and her brother. So let's call one Judy and Joseph. Judy and Joseph were also grounded all the time, so I could kind of relate to that. But their parents, Judy and Joseph's parents, were so evil. So they would talk about their parents like, yeah, their parents would beat them, and their parents were just terrible. I hated their parents for like how they would talk, you know, about like how their parents were. So we were all sitting at the first dude's house, and we were just chilling talking, and then one of the kids' phones went off. So only the daughter had her phone, the son had his phone taken away momentarily. We saw the phone on the bed, and then we see the dad was calling, and like my heart dropped for them. It dropped because I was like, oh, I know how it feels to be in trouble. And I was like, I know they're gonna get in big trouble because I knew their parents would hurt them. So like I felt really bad. But they were like, should we pick up the phone? And then the boyfriend of Judy was like, guys, get away from this house. Make as much distance from this house and you guys as possible. Get out, right? And this was because Judy's dad didn't like her boyfriend, Judy's boyfriend, and Joseph, well, he was a boy, but like he wouldn't get as in trouble for sneaking out as much as Judy would. So they started leaving, and then I was like, dang, talking to Judy's boyfriend, like, I can't believe that happened. And then Judy runs back inside, and then she's like, Taki, Taki. Now, people used to call me Taki back in the day, if you didn't know. I used to be Taki. She was like, can you pretend to be Joseph's girlfriend on the phone? Because they were going to try to make a fake story real quick that instead of her seeing her boyfriend, he was seeing his girlfriend, or Joseph was seeing his girlfriend and not Judy seeing her boyfriend, because Judy seeing her boyfriend is way worse than Joseph seeing his girlfriend. Even though they're the same age, they are the same age, they are twins. Doesn't matter, parents are just like that sometimes. And she ran back inside. She told me, like, pretend to be his girlfriend, right? So I was all like, sir, I'm sorry. We shouldn't have been doing this. I was just doing it on the phone. Right. And I was like, oh, right. So I started walking with them back to their house. Big mistake. I should have never done that. Because I was trying to tell them, like, guys, it's okay. You're going to be 18 in like 3 or 4 years. I forgot how old they were. I was like, and then you're going to move out and then life's going to be great. You're not going to have to deal with this anymore. And this car starts speeding towards us, and then they freeze in their tracks because, like, I felt so bad for the daughter. The daughter was breathing all crazy. I was trying to, like, give words of encouragement, and then the car speeds up. You see the car pull up, and then I start walking away, and then I thought, like, I'm good. The car starts following me. And then they're all like, hey, who are you? And then I'm all like, and I said, Joseph's girlfriend's name. And they're like, you're not her. And then I'm like, because here's the levels now. Now they know that their kids are lying. They know I'm lying. And it was a whole issue. Oh, they're like, say your name. And I was like, man, whatever. And I started walking away. These people, I was walking down the street. It's like they tried to run over me. They like kept getting really close. And then I was like, I'm leaving, right? And then they're like, give us your name. Like, what's your real name? Because they were rolling down the window yelling at me, both the parents. I hear the kids crying in the back. And I said, no. And then they're like, tell us the truth. And then I said, B word, you don't deserve the truth, right? And then she was on, and like I told them I was gonna call the cops on them because of how they doing it. And then she showed me she was already on the phone with the cops, and she's like, yeah, they're gonna set up a whole perimeter around here. And then I started running, and then she started like telling in the phone like where I was taking off, right? So I'll watch some YouTube videos because I was sneaking out. I'd rather have been shot than get caught by my parents. Go home in a police car and have the police be like, your daughter was sneaking out. I'd rather have been than get caught. So that's how I was feeling. So I said running is the best option. I was wearing a bright purple Taki hoodie. She said that that's what I was wearing. So what did I do? I took it off. Now it's still in my hand. I had no shirt on. I was just wearing a bra. I could not get caught by the police. I said no. No, not today. Not tonight. I'm not getting caught. Because at this point, it was probably like 3 in the morning. It was very late. So I watched a YouTube video a long time ago, and this guy was saying like, "Oh yeah, hot tip: if you're running from the police, run in people's backyards because that's where they're not gonna look." So I mean, I guess that's a hot tip if that's a hot tip to you. So I was running. The car tried to follow me at first, but eventually I lost them by like. I was going so many crazy different directions. I lost where I was going because I was hopping in bushes, going through people's backyards. And then like I could hear the police driving around. Getting chills by telling y'all this because I did not want to get caught by the police. So eventually I was trying to make it back to Judy's boyfriend's house because I was like, oh, his mom will drive me home and I won't get caught, because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking I could hide at his house until everything's good. I lost all sense of direction. I was trying to get back to his house, but I was also trying to hide from them, trying to hide from the police. I got into this one person's yard and I was hiding in their front yard but behind their fence. Now their fence went up halfway, so I was laying down, I was just like waiting. It was so ratchet. Like, because if they came out of their house, they would have been like, what is this? There's some naked looking lesbian hiding from the police. And that's what I was doing. I had no shirt on. It was so embarrassing. I looked up for just a second and the police were like on the corner. They were about to turn. And I saw them also in another place because the police were out everywhere just looking for me. Just looking for me. Like, I was 15 years old and y'all have the whole police force looking for me. And they were shining the flashlight in the woods and stuff. Places I wasn't. Because I knew running to those places would be a bad place to run, and you need to go to people's backyards and places they're not going to look. Like, thank goodness for that YouTube video that taught me that a long time ago, because I could have got caught if I went into the forest, because they were looking in the forest. So, I eventually kept going through people's backyards until I could see where I was, and then I started running to Judy's boyfriend's house. I was about to put my shirt on while I was outside, and then he came outside. He's like, Taki, come inside. The police are looking for you. And I'm like, where I know? He probably saw. I was not confident at the time. I did not want people to see how I looked. But he saw. But he didn't even care because the police were looking for me. So I came inside. And then his brother's fiance was there holding a big knife. Because when I ran away from the parents of Judy and Joseph, they came to their house trying to look for me. And then she had a knife and she was like, y'all get back, because they had beef that I didn't even know about. I didn't even know any of that was going to happen. And I remember I was like, oh. And then after I had that experience and I was like standing in his kitchen, Judy's boyfriend's kitchen, I took out a video and I was like, man, I can't believe this happened. So here's that clip. I'm going to have to blur out people's faces, but here's that clip. Okay, out of all of them, this is going to be the funniest video.
One, she's not supposed to have the phone. Oh, so like if she is like trying to hide it. Yeah. Well, then if he didn't want her to have a phone, don't buy her a phone. Like, it happened. Everything happened. Call for after. Yes, remember. Call for after talkie. And that was just like, it happened. We're pulling up to your house to check the police come. Right? Like, I didn't even do anything, but okay. And then Juan told her to start banging on the door and yelling at his kids, and the police department just drive around. Yeah, just like, right? This is cool. Like, I don't care. I was watching them the entire time. I don't know when they started knocking. Wait, who knocked? Juan. Okay. What time? Oh. I'm like close to go. 4:30. Like, I was on the phone with Chris when this all went down. So actually, Chris can attest. And I was like, don't you worry, girl. I got you. Like, I got you. She didn't have no pants on. And you were like, you have to put pants on because you're not intimidating without pants. And I was like, oh. Okay, that happened too. Yeah, I was just pantsless. That happened. It happened. This whole thing. I'll do it. I don't care. But like, why are their parents so that extra? Because my parents wouldn't do it. Like I told you, they put me on Dr. Phil, but they wouldn't be that aggressive. Wait, they put you on Dr. They would put me on Dr.
It was mad. It was absolutely crazy. I never want to go through that again, but I did go through it again, but I did get caught. So that's another story time. And that is how I ran from... Oh, by the way, his mom drove me back to my house through the back way, so I was good. And that is how I ran from the police when I was just a wee little lattice. Anyway, time for channel update. I haven't been posting anything I wanted to post. I wanted to start posting vlogs, but every time I'd start, I couldn't finish because I would have to be like, oh yeah, I need to work on school. Then the day would go down and I'd be like, how am I going to connect yesterday from today and it feel natural? So I've been having a hard time with that. My last video, I just feel so weird about it. I privated it for a little bit and I was like, but like, the main thing I was afraid of with my last video is that I can't ever talk about diets or anything anymore, because I still like that, but it's not like how that was, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm pretty positive now. But, I mean, I just love life. I'm glad I got away from the police that time. I mean, it would have been better to be caught that time instead of the next time, but that's for another video. Anyway, this is my first video of 2024. It's been a long ways coming, I know. But I love you, fellow friends. Peace. It's pain our blood.